Hey guys, and welcome back to the Mr. Baker's Cakes Kitchen and the first video of 2021. Are you still on? The lights off. Oh man, what's happened? Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Yep, that's right, we're going again. If you haven't already watched my initial professional baker fails to bake with an easy bake oven video, I will link it up in the top corner for you to go and check out first. But after destroying this one and this one in that video, it's time to try again with this one. Let's get to the video. Now, in all seriousness, I would highly recommend you check out my last Easy Bake Oven video before you watch this one, because this is very much intended to be the redemption arc, the kind of the storyline where, you know, we triumph over adversity and kind of make good in the end. So without that context of the first video, you won't really know what's going on. But just to remind those of you that have seen the first video, about a month and a half ago, I tried to bake in an Easy Bake Oven and didn't realise that in the US, their power supply is 120 volts, whereas here in the UK, our power supply is 240 volts. Now, I bought a plug adapter for my Easy Bake Oven, plugged it into the mains and essentially fried the insides. Later finding out that you actually need to use a transformer to also reduce that power supply from 240 to 120. Now, my electrician friend Chris has told me exactly what I need to buy, and this is what he told me to get, and he assures me that this will solve the problems that I had last time and essentially mean that I'm able to power an Easy Bake Oven through the mains here in the UK. This essentially means that if it doesn't work this time, it's all Chris's fault and we can all blame him. So before we even get started or set up or anything like we did last time, because that was a mistake, we are just going to plug this in, switch it on, and cross everything. Now, this Easy Bake Oven is actually a brand new one that I bought online from a US toy retailer and had it shipped over. So there is literally no reason why it shouldn't work as long as this works. So I'm going to plug the power supply, the transformer into the Easy Bake Oven, and then I'm going to plug that into a surge protector as well. We're just doing everything we can to try and help this work. And if we switch it on, what we're looking for is a light here, which you can see is on. Now, last time we did this, that light did come on, but it didn't stay on, and that was the issue. So now we wait. In fact, while we're waiting, we can have a look at what we're going to be baking in the Easy Bake Oven today. And that is the recipe that we didn't get That is the recipe that we didn't get to last time, which was the red velvet and strawberry flavoured cakes, which look like this. Now, these look very professional and reasonably edible, but I can only imagine they're going to be absolutely tiny to get all of these out of one Easy Bake Oven tray, which incidentally looks like this. Okay, I'm getting smells again like we had last time, but hopefully these smells are brand new Easy Bake Oven warming up for the first time smells, not insides of Easy Bake Oven frying under double the amount of power it needs smells. So I'm going to let this continue to heat up, and we're going to have a look at this recipe and see exactly what we need to make it. Now, last time I did build this up an awful lot. We had the chef jacket going on, really kind of tried to make out, you know, professionalism, and I think that was part of our mistake. So today we've gone for slouchy clothes, we're in the hoodie, just going to be low-key, calm, and not put too much pressure on ourselves, and hopefully this will all work out for the best. Now the light is still on. It has been a grand total of 2 minutes and the light is still on. Oh, there has been one big change since last time though. The chair is no longer squeaky. So again, if you've watched my previous videos, you will know that we were having issues with squeaky chairs, but for my birthday, some of my online friends sent me some WD-40 and we no longer have issues with the squeaky chair. Okay, so in the packet we have got Easy Bake Strawberry Cake Mix, Easy Bake Red Velvet Cake Mix, Easy Bake Vanilla Frosting Mix, Easy Bake Pink Frosting Mix, and Pink and Red Heart Confetti. We also, just like last time, have the instructions, and you will need Easy Bake Ultimate Oven, ta-da, pan tool, I believe that's this, pan is this, measuring spoons, cooking spray, flour. What do we need flour for? It says optional, I'm not going to get flour. Wax, paper or plastic mat. We didn't need all this extra stuff last time, I'm just saying. Let's see what it says. Plug in your Easy Bake Ultimate Oven and turn it on. Preheat for 20 minutes. Tick. Make the red velvet cake batter. I want to know why I need flour. Okay, so I can't see any reason why we need flour, and it also doesn't mention why I might need wax, paper or a plastic mat. So we're just going to not have those things and it will all be fine. So, how long have you been preheating for now? 5 minutes. We may be here a while. Okay, so it has been nearly 20 minutes and the light is still on. It's still on. This could work. So while that finishes heating up, and it's definitely hot, I can feel heat. So we are going to start making our red velvet and strawberry cakes. And the first thing we need to do is make the red velvet cake batter, which is this one. So just like last time, we put this into a small bowl, and we mix 4 teaspoons of water into the bowl. It smells like a cake mix. That's quite a lot of powder. I don't know if my bowl is going to be big enough. 4 teaspoons of water. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I didn't show you what the powder looks like, did I? Sorry about that. Hopefully you can see it if I tilt. So where the water's in it, it's going a kind of reddy colour, but the powder itself is this kind of dusky brown. I'm going to have to try and be quite careful because, as I say, there is a lot of powder compared to the pizza. Oh, I'm spilling it already. Break up any lumps and stir till smooth. Would we call this smooth? Conveniently, since last time, I received some mini utensils for my birthday, including some mini spatulas. So we are going to... So that happened. That means this is preheated. It's been preheating for 20 minutes and the light is still on. Mini spatula. I mean, it doesn't smell at all like strange. It smells like cake mix. It's very thick. Okay, what do we do when we've mixed it up? Lightly spray the baking pan with cooking spray. Well, it does say further down, if the batter is too thick, add a few drops of water and stir. I think this is too thick. My professional baking instincts are kicking in, so I'm going to put a couple of drops of water. It will do. Okay, splash some water on my tray. Spoon the batter into the pan, spread evenly. Is it still too thick? I'm going to use a palette knife to spread this out evenly, although it is just sliding around on top of the cooking spray. I mean, by the time I've actually spread this out, it is essentially going to be a pancake, which is rather apt because it was pancake day this week. This is not working. Maybe it will do that thing that, you know, when you put cakes in the oven and they kind of melt down. Maybe it will do that, because at the moment it is just sliding around on top of that cooking spray. Alright, we're getting somewhere. It's not perfect, but cake batter, it doesn't say to do that, but spoon the batter into the pan, spread evenly. Time to bake. Turn to baking basics on the back page and follow the instructions. Place the baking pan in the baking slot. That's this. So place the baking pan in the baking slot. Use pan pusher to push pan into baking chamber. Stop when the baking line on the handle lines up with the bottom edge of the baking slot as shown. So we push. Do not use your hands to push pan in. Do not leave pan in oven. Look inside the oven to make sure the metal doors are closed. Are you closed? I think they're closed. Oh, on both sides. Oh, and then when baking time is done. So baking time is 16 minutes. 16 minutes, guys. Set timer for 16 minutes. And now I guess we wait and possibly try and clean up all of the cake mix that I have spread all over the Easy Bake Oven. You can even see mix on the little metal oven door thing inside. So I can understand why there were some quite grubby ones on eBay. I wonder if we should make the next mix ready, and perhaps we could try with a bit more water. Normally this kit only comes with one pan, but because of course I have now bought a considerable number of Easy Bake Ovens, I do have another pan. So what we can do is do exactly the same thing again. So we'll spray this, and then we need another one of these, and a strawberry cake mix, naturally and artificially flavoured. Okay, so this one is a very bright pink colour. Smells very artificial. That's what it looks like. You probably can't see that. So this has 5 teaspoons. The other one only had 4 teaspoons. That's weird. 5. I wonder if like measurements are the same in America as they are here. I'm sure they are, but still, this smells so artificial strawberry. It's like giving me sweets. Ooh. Just then I had a whiff of like Angel Delight, Strawberry Angel Delight. That's definitely happening. Okay, it's still really thick, just like the other one was. I was wondering if because it had that extra teaspoon it would be a little bit looser, but apparently not. And again, I'm just going to put an extra couple of drops of water in just because we did that for the other one, so why not? Okay, other pan. Oh no! Now again, hopefully you've all watched the previous video, so I shouldn't need to explain all this sort of stuff again, but as far as I'm aware, the Easy Bake Oven bakes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, which roughly translates to about 190 degrees C, which is quite a high temperature for a cake, but obviously these are very thin cakes. Oh my word. I don't make this much mess when I'm actually baking. Actually, that's a lie. I do make this much mess when I'm baking a normal cake, so let's just stop that train of thought right there. Okay, this one was easier to spread. I don't know if that's because of that additional water. I'm just going to try and take some of this off the edges. Okay, and then we're just going to wait for the other layer to cook. I can smell smells. There is a definite cooking smell if you get really close to it, but there is no sort of like viewing hole or anything, so there's no way to know what is happening inside at all. So you literally just have to wait for that 16 minutes and then I guess you see what happens. So you've got 10 more minutes to go. But on the upside, can we just take a moment to appreciate that it is still working? We are 1 minute away from finding out how my first experience of actually baking in an Easy Bake Oven has gone. Is that camera wonky? There is a chance that the camera is wonky, but we don't mind because we are having fun. Fun. Can I just say, as a child, the whole having to wait like 16, 20 minutes for each step, don't know how I'd have coped. Kind of struggling to cope as an adult. And I can watch YouTube videos during each section. In theory, it should be done. So, how do we take it out? Use a pan pusher to push pan all the way through the cooling chamber. Be careful, the pan is hot. Allow the pan to cool in the cooling chamber for 5 minutes. So the cooling chamber is the other end, essentially. So we're going to push. Well, that didn't go all the way through. I can see it. We're going to use gravity to help us. Okay, so the cake is in the cooling chamber. Just had a sneak peek. It's very hot, so that at least works. And while that's cooling for how long? 5 minutes, we're going to put the other one in. Is that also for 16 minutes? Yes, so strawberry also goes in for 16 minutes. So I'm going to slide that in there and use this to push it in. I'm going to have to slide this one out to check that the other one is in properly. I'm going to use an oven glove, safety first. Ow, yeah, pushed it too far. At least we're consistent. Okay, so that one's in. We're going to put this back in the cooling chamber, but can we just appreciate for a moment that this is not the most even cake I've ever baked. Never mind, 5 minutes, cooling chamber. You go back in there, and we once again wait. Of that 16, 5 is going to be the cooling time for our first cake. Let's find out what we need to do next. Okay, it doesn't tell you to allow the cake to cool down entirely before you assemble the next step, but I imagine you do probably have to do that. But we're going to make the frostings anyway, just because otherwise I'm sat here doing nothing and that's really boring. So we have 2 types of frosting, not them. We have pink frosting and vanilla frosting. I don't know what flavour pink is, I imagine strawberry again. Pour 1 vanilla frosting into a bowl. Vanilla, this is definitely vanilla. And that gets 1.5 teaspoons. 1.5. And then pour the pink frosting into another bowl and add 1.25 teaspoons of water. Okay, the pink frosting is not pink, it's white. So this is 1.25. Remind me to invest in some slightly bigger bowls. That pizza led me into a false sense of security. It's coming together very thick. Surely it shouldn't be this thick. Maybe. Okay, so there's our vanilla frosting. And then our pink frosting, which is turning pink. We saw that a lot with the pizza ingredients or components, that things would start off as powder, white powder, and then turn into different multicoloured ingredients. We're also going to ignore the fact that I'm pouring most of this over the worktop. Okay, so 2 different frostings, 1 vanilla, 1 pink, and then that's it, until we assemble the cake. They taste exactly the same. So I think they're both vanilla frosting. I just think the pink is pink vanilla frosting. And then in here, we apparently have confetti. So like sprinkles, but most of them are broken, which is great. You see those? Lots of bits of heart, and then a few actual hearts. We're very much going to be trying to make our cake look exactly like the one on the box. It doesn't bode well that we don't have a huge amount of usable confetti / sprinkles. And so all of this is kind of broken up shrapnel, so we won't be using, oh, missed one. Okay, so we have some. Put those away safely. And we can now take this out. After removing the cake from the oven, let it cool completely. Not quite. slide a butter knife around the edge of the pan and remove the cake from the pan. Hand wash and dry the pan. Okay, so looking at it, this area over here where it's slightly thicker, it definitely has that kind of spongy texture, but over here where it's quite thin, it's almost hard, like a biscuit. I can't imagine, although I could be wrong, but I can't imagine it's going to look like this. But we shall see. I'm going to leave that while we wait for that. And it's kind of almost cool. Okay, and then, presumably, I should be able to... I need something to put it on. Okay, so that's what it looks like. It's definitely nowhere near as thick as the one on the box, other than this one end. That one end is nice and, well, not nice and thick, it's about just under a centimetre. But if we look down at the other end, it's essentially, I mean, there's a bit here that is actually see-through. If I hold this carefully, yeah, that bit there is essentially see-through. So that's great. 5 minutes. Again, like I said last time, if you had an Easy Bake Oven or even have an Easy Bake Oven and you have any tips to share with me when it comes to Easy Bake Oven-ing, is that a verb? Then do head down to the comments and let me know. I'm really hoping, I mean, this does at least smell like cake. So the pizza, if you remember last time, essentially when you ate it, it kind of just dissolved back into powder in your mouth. So I am hoping that the cake at least will be cake-like. We've got all those essential components. We've got the sponge, we've got frosting. Surely box mix cakes come as powder and then you add stuff and they turn into cake mix that you then bake and it's a cake. So I don't see why this should be any different. Okay, time's up and it's time to get the other cake out of the Easy Bake Oven. So I've had a little TikTok break while we were waiting. Let's see if it's actually come out the other side. No. Bit of gravity. There we are. Oh dear. Oh, that is not cooked. That's not cooked. I'm going to put it in for a bit longer. Okay, I'm wondering if more water was the way forward, because this at least is a bit more consistent. So we're going to put it back in, slide it back through. You in? Check me out. It's in. So I'm going to watch some more TikTok and yeah, I'll see you in a sec. I would say follow me on TikTok, but I don't ever post over there and I'm probably way too old to be on TikTok. But if you're on TikTok, then pop your links down in the comments and I'll come and have a look. Still no. When did the light go off? Did you see when the light went off safely? And I give up. I actually give up. I give up. This is pretty warm. Should it be warm? A transformer? Should it be warm? I'm gonna give it a break. I don't know, maybe it just doesn't like being on for that long, or maybe the transformer doesn't like being on for that long. It has been, what, nearly an hour? I have no idea. I think everybody just needs to calm down, cool down. It's all gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. This can't happen again. Okay, so we left it off for a bit. The light is back on, so hopefully Chris was right. I don't know what happens to cake if you cook it a bit and then take it out and then cook it again. So we're just gonna, this hasn't even preheated again yet. I'm just gonna shove it back in. And then we're just gonna hope for the best. And yeah. So last time my sad face got a lot of attention. This time we're going to have my cross face because basically it will turn on, it will warm up, and then it will switch off. And in the meantime, we still have half-cooked cake. It's still half-cooked, it's still slimy and wet, and I'm getting irritated. I genuinely believe that Easy Bake Ovens have been put on this planet purely to mess with me. I absolutely believe that now.
2,000 years later.
Officially give up. We have, I don't even know what this is now. I think it's like dehydrated. We're just going to assemble this cake and then we're going to eat it, and then we're never ever going to speak of easy bake ovens ever again. Ever. This is still hot and I'm supposed to leave it to cool, but I'm not going to. Grim. So basically what it's kind of cooked, but it's not really cooked. It's kind of rubbery almost. I think we put the pink icing. In fact, what's really weird, if you look, this one doesn't appear to have any pink frosting at all. This one has loads. It's almost like they were, I didn't even notice this before. Can you see that? So no frosting, loads of frosting, and then this one kind of seems to be like it's thin at one end and thick at the other. So maybe actually, it is supposed to be terrible. But anyway, my frosting seems to have like crusted over because we made it about 3 hours ago, before we had all the dramas with the Easy Bake Oven. Which I think the fact it's still too warm is helping with the older spreading. Okay, pink frosting. Check. And we're going to put this other weird layer on top. And we put the white frosting on here. Okay, also on the box, this is really thick. There's like a good thick layer of frosting. I don't have enough to do a good thick layer of frosting. It's definitely conspiracies afoot. And then I'm going to cut the edges off. He says. Edges removed, so that's what it looks like. And we're going to cut it into 6. Okay, last thing, we need to do some pretty decorations on the top. So these have all got 3 hearts. Have I got enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, I haven't. Maybe we'll just spread them out a bit more. Oh, whoops. Okay, so I've arranged them on a serving plate, a la picture on the box. What I might do is pop mine up on screen next to the ones on the box so you can see kind of like expectation versus reality. And obviously the last thing to do before I build a bonfire in the garden and throw all of these monstrosities on it, never to think of, speak of, or have anything to do with them ever again, is to taste this. So without much further ado, yeah, that bottom layer is essentially just raw, but I'm past the point of caring. Okay, I will say it's better than the pizza. It's very sweet. But you know what? I've eaten worse things. Bobbit! Bobbit! Eat some cake. This one looks like it might be the least offensive. Eat this. I think you'll like it. It's like sickly sweet. You like stuff like that.
It smells very sweet.
Mm-hmm. I know you've got to put like a
Is
good...
it safe to eat?
Yeah, I ate like mine in like one go. Put the whole thing in.
No.
Do it. Try and ignore the texture.
It's alright.
You like it, don't you?
It just tastes of sugar and nothing else.
Yeah, I've just had another look and essentially the main ingredient in all of it after flour is sugar. Does it get the seal of approval?
I don't think I'd want to eat more than one.
Okay, you can take that. Off you go. Bye-bye. There you go, guys. That was my second attempt at baking with an Easy Bake Oven, or my second failure at baking with an Easy Bake Oven. I feel like we should do a bit of a poll. Who thinks I should just get rid of all of these and just never think of Easy Bake Ovens again? Or who thinks I should try and figure out what's going wrong and have a third attempt at trying to bake with an Easy Bake Oven? Let me know down in the comments which side you fall on. Should I just give up or should we persevere? Because I do want to get to a point where we can try and actually bake an actual proper cake from scratch in the Easy Bake Oven. That was always my plan. It was like, get an Easy Bake Oven, have a go with their own recipes, and then the fun begins. It hasn't gone to plan so far. But yeah, so head down to the comments, let me know, should I get rid of them and give up or should we persevere? If you enjoyed this video, as always, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below, and why not share it with someone that you think would enjoy another epic journey of failure at baking with children's toys. And of course, if it is your first time here on my channel, please do hit that big red subscribe button before you go. If you are already subscribed, don't forget you can hit that bell icon as well, which will make sure you get a notification of every time I upload a new video. I don't really know what else to say other than thank you so much for joining me on this journey. It was supposed to be the big redemption arc storyline after last time's video, but I don't think we can call it that just yet. But we made some cakes, we had some fun, you had some laughs, and I have some washing up to do. So on that note, I'm going to wrap things up, and I will see you at the same time next week for another video. Until then, take care and happy caking. Bye guys.